Hey guys, Kickassreaction here, and this is my blind reaction to episodes 9 and 10 of Demon Slayer Season 1. This is a very interesting set with the whole, like, alchemist-esque plotline going on now, where it seems like we can create a cure for Nezuko and potentially all demons alike by getting blood off of stronger demons and potentially the 12th Kizuki. You know, seems like we've now got one of the main plot lines that's going to be going forward in Demon Slayer with, you know, off the back end of meeting the Demon King Muzan, MJ himself. So yeah, hope you guys do enjoy this set. For anyone who is interested, we got Patreon down below in the description. By the end of May, we should have all of Season 1 of Demon Slayer up there. This set, 9 to 10, is also a broken off piece of the set 6 to 10, because for a viewing experience, I usually go in sets. But in order to maintain consistency on the channel in terms of uploads and editing, it just makes it easier to break off the set sometimes when it's a 5-episode set, do it in 2 videos. And yeah, you know, so that's going on right now. Currently, there's up to episode 19 on Patreon. If you guys are new, potentially, and enjoying the Demon Slayer stuff, hope you enjoy enough that you can subscribe to the channel, as that really helps out. But yeah, this is episode 9 and 10. Hope you enjoy it. 9. Let's go on with episode 9 of Demon Slayer. Definitely like the hair of this girl. And of course, this guy's eyes. I love the arrow for a pupil. That's sick. Very creative. See, now these guys are actually, like, experienced. They aren't just gonna attack you mindlessly. They have combat knowledge, so very curious how this is gonna go. Alright. Temari Demon and Arrow Demon. Okay. This is gonna be tough. You know, not quite sure if we're gonna actually, kill these guys or not, but we'll see. I guess, yeah, these two also count as demons that pass for humans as well, because they look very human. Nice. We're about to be in for a very fun battle. At least we forget that there is an injured girl. Ooh. Oh, shit. At least we forget that there is an injured human here and a demon in the basement. Yeah, I guess that did kill him then, since his whole fucking head went off. Ah. Oh, good lord. That is very disturbing to see. I guess to close her off, this is getting serious. Ooh, one of the 12, eh? Yeah, Kizuki. So the elite, basically, the S-class of demons. With a lot of blood and possibly multiple blood arts. That's what I like to see, that's a fun one. Oh, good lord. And the thing, this is just one of them. It's still important though that you block the momentum of as many as you can. Yeah, we can take this for as long as possible. Just keep going. Really? You can lend abilities? Oh, that's sick. Like a talisman. Ah. God, I'm sorry, but with the sword and all these projectiles, I'm just thinking of SAO right now. And that silly fucking Gungao arc. That's cool. Yeah, see, this is so hard to determine because, like, they've made it clear this is an elite demon. So I don't know how he beat them, because it's not even just one. Nice. I really gotta write down the 10 different forms of his flowing sword ability. Nice. I mean, there's blood gonna be sprayed everywhere. You just fucking mutilated 6 limbs right there. Hmm? Yep. Like I said, we've only seen one blood art between demons, but I'm curious if Muzan has multiple. Stop talking. Go for the head while she's got no arms. Guys, all this talking, like, she's literally just waiting for her limbs to come back. She's gonna talk and talk and talk. Wow. You idiots! You had a good minute and a half there. Oh, the balls are back. Yeah. You really gotta start using some demon power, Nezuko, to be an asset. Nice. Did she just see them before they were demons? What the hell happened there? Yeah, like, again, these are elites. They've probably killed hundreds of demon slayers. They know the typical techniques. I still don't fully get what's going on with these arrows. Alright, so they've basically changed their own mission up to go for a bonus. The runaway. Yeah, because if elites know of her, then she had to have been a former 12 Kizuki or whatever they were called. I really like this music. Oh my god. This almost feels like a video game boss theme, actually. The priority here needs to be the wrists instead of the neck. Just to get him away from scene and kind of crippling him. It's like rubber. Nice. Jesus, they're like combining the forms right now. I definitely love how much we show Tanjiro's intelligence in fighting. Even though she's only been one for 2 years. He's practically a prodigy. Well, he is a prodigy, really. Nice! Literal water wheel! Love it! And that's GG. That's one of the 12. That was a whole episode. Holy crap. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, yeah. If that was the end of the episode, that's gotta be a a GG right there. Very nice. Very nice. So we got some stuff here, which is cool. So these two are, well, I guess one now, are part of the 12 Kizuki. I forget the exact term. I'll look it up after the set's done. But basically the S-class elites of Muzan, the ones that work under him directly, I presume, which is very interesting. Yeah, that's very cool. And I'm going to assume then, if that's the case, that possibly Nezuko might have been intended to become a new elite, because she got, again, she got a lot of his blood. And I do assume that, you know, Nezuko has at least the potential to be on that level of demon, right? Where she has a lot of Muzan's blood and she's still alive, so she probably has the potential to be one of the strongest demons out there. And we are kind of hinting towards the varying kind of ability she seems to possess. You know, she has the, you know, the changing ability where she can change her size. She has this weird ability where she seems to see the past versions of people, which is strange because, yeah, I'm going to assume that what she saw in both of them was their pre-demon state, right? Because they saw, Yushiro she saw as a boy. You know, we know that he wasn't always a demon, so obviously, likely, he was a human by that point. And then we saw Tamiyo in a very different state than she was right now. So I'm going to assume that she saw the kind of people they probably were before the demon stuff happened. And we even saw in episode 2, I believe it was, where she saw the slaughtered family and from that one demon that we saw originally, and that's when she kind of went ballistic. That's when she kicked his head off. That's when she started fighting. So it seems to be like an ability to, I don't know how to describe it. It's like seeing the most pure, like the most pure soul within them, seeing like what their soul was before tragedy struck, you know, like, I don't know how to describe it, but it is a very interesting ability that we are seeing here. I also like how, despite the fact that Nezuko's been completely incapacitated for 2 years, and the fact that she, like, got no training at all, she's a pretty good fucking kicker. Like, she always does seem like she was trained in, like, kickboxing or something with the amount of leg work she does, which is pretty goddamn crazy. Now it's kind of bad because she lost a leg, but I mean, it's fine. You know, I'm assuming it's up to demon instincts, plus maybe, I don't know, maybe she had an interest in the art of kicking before becoming a demon, and that's what happened there. But yeah, I think I did say the name of the one girl, but I don't remember it right now. I will say I do really like the girl's design, though. Typically, I'm just a big fan of, like, characters and designs with multiple, like, arms in general. You know, if a character has, like, multiple arms and whatnot, you know, I typically really enjoy it. And this girl, I'm enjoying, you know, I love the kind of sadistic, sadist attitudes, you know, the loving, you know, the taking pleasure in killing people and all that kind of shit that comes from villains. Very fun, very funny to see, and like I said, I have a lot of fun seeing that kind of stuff. So yeah, so we're in this battle right now. Obviously things aren't looking too good, but we're not too bad right now. You know, like I said, Tanjiro took out the first demon. I gotta assume it wouldn't be too much, you know, trouble to take out the next one. But obviously this is gonna, I assume Muzan can see when his people die, so we're probably gonna get a much worse case scenario if we actually do get out of this alive. We also tease some stuff with Yamato, how again, she probably is a stray. If the elites know about her, she probably is one of the previous 12. You know, she said she removed Muzan's curse. However she did that. So I'm assuming she was a 12, removed the curse, and went rogue. Just slipped away, ran away, whatever the hell. Again, I assume the entire reason Muzan's even here is because he tracked her down. Just a possibility. But yeah, that's a thing. What's really cool though is apparently demons can actually share some of their abilities with humans through the access of, I guess, I don't remember the word. It's like totem, talisman. I think it's talisman. The paper enchantments. I'm probably getting that wrong, but I think it's talisman. Again, I could be very wrong about that. I do apologize if I am and it's triggering people, but yeah, that's a really cool ability to give, like, see through the lens of a demon, see these kind of extra abilities, which is really cool to see. I really do enjoy that. I'm also curious if this is ever going to be brought up. The amount of cooperation and collaboration that Tanjiro is doing with demons, because this is the 3rd demon now he's helped, you know. These two come as a package, and obviously Nezuko's a different one. I'm curious if the Demon Slayer Corps are going to have a problem with this, and if they're going to try and exterminate these guys, just because, you know, they might see it as kind of corrupting their ranks or something. I'm really curious if that'll have any repercussions later on, but I don't think so right now. I also forgot to speak about, in the last one, about Muzan's very serious opinion on his appearance, which is interesting. I'm not quite sure what that's about. We know now that demons can alter their own appearances. Well, some of them are able to alter their own appearances, right? Like, Tomoyo did it to look more like a girl. Obviously, did it to the boy, you know, to Yurishiro to make him look better. And I'm assuming, obviously, Muzan did it to himself. Possibly to look more like what he did when he was a human. And so the fact that, yeah, I can't lie, he looks... God, it's so weird. You know, I don't get why this show didn't just make them vampires. Because they have pretty much all the abilities that vampires have. And I guess, yeah, you could say, like, these extra abilities, like growing hands and all these different powers they have are, like, different from vampires. Which they are, to be fair. But it's like, come on. You could easily just say it's, you know, it's literally a blood art. That's what it's called, you know. You could have just said it's some kind of vampire technique. And they even made Muzan look very pale, which I was about to say, yeah, he looks pale as hell, very sickly. And he has red eyes. Like, they are not even trying to hide that the demons in this show are just vampires. So I don't get why they didn't just make this about vampires than demons. Like, I don't know. It's probably about some lore or, like, myths and whatnot from Japan about demons, but literally, like, to me, they just pretty much seem like just vampires. I guess, I don't know, Vampire Slayer either might be a thing already and it has a name, or just Demon Slayer sounded a little bit cooler. I don't know. But they very specifically are not even trying to hide the fact that Muzan looks like a fucking vampire with his pale complexion and his red blood eyes, so it's like... It's hard not to draw the comparison. But yeah, he's apparently very picky about his appearance. He views himself as close as you can get to perfection, and took very much offense to where he looks sickly, because obviously sickly is like having a problem with him. It's being, you know, it's like a form of not correct. It's like, you know, you don't look correct or right, or you have a problem, you know, as sick. So obviously, since he sees himself as such a perfectionist, he'd have a problem with that. He might also go back to, again, the person that almost killed him. Maybe he has maybe his current appearance is trying to alter a fatal wound that he was given in that battle with the blood sword. Not blood, what is the red sword? You know, and maybe this new appearance is the design of that, and he's still a little bit salty about what happened back then, so he's a little triggered when his appearance gets brought up. That could be it as well. Regarding that kid, you know, this kid is human. His kid is human. I can only imagine what that mama's reaction would have been if that fucking kid popped out a demon. That would have been funny. Anyway. And he had to, like, change it back to a fucking kid, to a human or something. Oh, that would have been funny. Anyway. Let's go on with the final episode in this set. Episode 10. Alright, yep. This is just the end of the last episode, which we don't need. Muzan himself, yeah. Yushiro was fucking nuts calling Nezuko ugly. She is the cutest thing in the goddamn show. These two were in the intro, yeah, I thought that. Together forever. This is one hell of an opening week for being a Demon Slayer. This is like the second fucking day. Dude, just end it. Huh. Nice. Why are you dying so slowly? I was wondering, yeah, why he wasn't dying, honestly, just instantly. Maybe just, again, more blood you got, you last a little bit longer. Oh well. Get fucked. That's GG. And I'm assuming that's Tanjiro out of the fight. I respect it at least, but my god. Hey! Yeah, she's a kicker, oh my god, yeah, we'll play some fucking football! Wow. Aww. Aww, that's adorable. It makes sense as well, she did, despite being a younger sibling, she had even younger siblings. We are literally like fucking playing football right now. She's growing in power. I love it! Literally just fucking playing some footy. Except that force is strong enough to kick an ordinary man's skull off like a dropkick blow-up doll. Let's fucking go! Tanjiro, you better see this. Oh shit, and for someone who doesn't like his secrets out, that's kind of nutty. So that's why... Interesting. So that's why the previous demon... That's why the previous demon couldn't tell Tundra anything. I guess because if you reveal anything, you get a curse worse than death. That is like the ultimate perfect counter to a demon then, if she can like force people not to lie. Holy crap, that's almost a get out of jail free card. I hope she's dead after that. Huh. Okay. That makes more sense then, since, yeah, like I said, this is like Tanjiro's first week. So if he beats someone that easily, that would have been a bit disappointing. That's what you gotta remember. All these demons were just victims after all, originally. I am shocked that she is even still alive right now, though. You know, I might have honestly completely missed something right now, but I just thought about it for like a second. Did his scar change? I swear he just had a giant nash on his head in like the first couple of episodes, and now it's like, it's a bad scar, but it's like healed flesh around it, like the center of the hair. Did they change the pattern of his scar? I kind of want to look back and see what it was in the first episode, because I might just be going nuts, but I swear it was just like a full nash before.
Nezuko! 朝を迎える前に光が届かないこの地下に移動しました。お、Nezuko?
Aww, it's adorable when you can't get mad. Oh, I guess she can. That's the first person she's ever shown affection to other than Tanjiro now. Love the head pats. She's very affectionate to people that help her. That's like the consistency here. Yeah.
本人の意思がちゃんとあるみたいでよかった。すみません。本当に人で亡くなっても生きたいと。生きたいと。
I still think she'd rather be a demon if it meant she could help more people. But that doesn't mean it doesn't come with suffering and a lot of it. Oh wow. That's an interesting offer. Mine.
玉屋さん、お気遣いありがとうございます。でも、俺たちは一緒に行きます。離れ離れにはなりません。もう二度と。
Yep.
わかりました。
Bro doesn't even look relieved. What the hell?
じゃあな。それでは、玉屋さんも吉郎さんもお元気で。行くよ、ネズコ。
So obviously, they'll be coming back up because we do have a pact with them at the moment. They are our main lead to fixing, curing Nezuko. Yay! Finally took back that hacked comment, did we? You do not get a break! Oh my god, 24/7! Hey! What in the fucking hell? Yeah. Nani? I mean, we know from this very outro that he looks to be a bit of a Nezuko simp himself, so I mean... Oh dear, you might want to run. Very, very far. Yeah, it's literally there. His scar was different. Why did it change? Did I just completely miss the reason for that? That part at the very end there, as the image just freezes. I feel like that. That's like the best part, I think, honestly, of the outro. I guess it makes sense why he's in the Nezuko then. She is like as cute as 100 chihuahuas combined, and he's desperate to get married because he's gonna fucking die. That's like the most Yeah, that's a very convincing reason to marry someone. Marry me because I'm going to die. So you're gonna be a widow in like 2 months anyway. What the fuck? So that was episode 10 of Demon Slayer. Got tongue tied there. So that was pretty cool. So our attackers were not actually part of the 12 potatoes. They were not part of the 12 elite demon squad. Makes sense, I guess, since Tenjiro beating one of them single-handedly in his first week as a demon slayer. Yeah, that'd be a little bit unbelievable, but I'm glad we did clear that up. So it obviously gives us an idea of the hierarchy of demons, how Muzan does actually have like some elite squads he sends out on personal assignments. Why this didn't happen this time around, I'm not quite sure. It's possible these were just demons in the area, commanded, or just these were just guards he had around. The fact that they did look mostly human as well did bring in a question that these might have been some kind of important ones. But apparently the actual demons have had their rank number within their iris, so I mean, we'll know when we see them. We'll have an indication of who they are when we actually do see them in the future, which is going to be pretty cool. I think there's 4 seasons. Season 4 might even be over at the time of recording this, so 4 basic seasons to at least probably see a few of those potatoes. But yeah, it was really cool. I enjoyed the fighting. That was really fun. Fucking Nezuko versus the girl just in kickball, like kicking the fucking thing. That was one of the funniest things this show has done, but also has highlighted just how insane Nezuko's power skill is. Like, yeah, she is so young, has only had the power for 2 years, and for a majority of those 2 years was not even conscious, and she's already just such an insane beast. Again, I gotta imagine it's because her body's developing with the demon blood in her, and that's why she's growing at such a rapid rate. Like, it's gotta be something like that, right? In any other show, Nezuko might even be the main character, but obviously the side one, the secondary one, is fair to the main character. But it is cool, and they're doing a pretty good job in hyping up Nezuko for the future. I'm not quite sure what the overall relevancy will be throughout the series, because obviously she's going to spend a majority of it as a demon anyway. But I'm really excited to see where her character goes, because obviously right now she's mostly comic relief. She is mostly just cute girl doing cute things, not really lucid or anything, just an absolute silly potato, other when it comes to the instinct to protect Tanjiro and pretty much anyone else that she sees as a family member. Apparently now she actually saw those two, or at least Tamiyo, as family. So, pretty much, I guess that just means anyone that shows her kindness and compassion and tries to save her and rescue her life fits that category, since that is the same thing that Tanjiro did in the first episode when she was trying to attack him. So that's really cool to see. Nezuko, at the very least, can contend with demons that are of that scale. Again, not quite on the level of the 12 elites yet, but the fact that she's this powerful already, that's really cool. That's really fun to see. Although obviously, she is super OP. Obviously, I doubt she's anywhere near that level quite yet. And obviously, Muzan himself has a direct target on Tanjiro's back at the moment, which will also mean that because, I assume either he can feel when his demons die, or because obviously he gave those two, orders and they never came back, obviously means that they died. So Muzan now is fully aware and is going to probably have an eye open for Tanjiro in the future. So we're in a very worrisome position right now, because both the main villain and the protagonist are aware of one another. And obviously, Muzan does not want Tanjiro alive. The declaration of he's going to find him someday anyway is, a bit of a threat. You don't threaten the fucking Demon King. So, I'm really curious what's going to happen with that, because, despite everything, Tanjiro immediately got yet another mission. I guess it really is a case of you work forever, you one mission's done, the next one is ready. Maybe you get weekends off if you're lucky, but probably not even that, not even a Sunday, which sucks, but this is what it is. And we're also saying our farewells to our two new allies right now, Tanjiro and Yushiro. Obviously, we have a striking deal with them at the moment, so of course they're going to come back in the future. When they'll come back, I'm not sure, but obviously it's probably going to be a main theme moving forward, that the more demons we slay, the more blood we collect, and eventually, whenever we do find them again, we'll just unload it to them. They might even make progress with the blood cure eventually, since I assume they took a sample of Nezuko's blood anyway, and of course they took a sample of the blood of the girl. So, you know, we're getting to work on that anyway. That's more, it seems like that's going to be more of a background kind of subplot that, you know, we'll always know is happening in the background with characters we aren't following, and something to eventually just, you know, snap back up again at some point in the future. So it's going to be really cool. You know, I'm really curious to see what we actually do with that. As I said, not for a very long time anyway, would that be interesting? Would we actually see that end up having any kind of results? You know, you don't want to make a shitty cure that doesn't end up working, you know. But, yeah, like I said, really fun, cool fight scene. We got to see some really cool collaborating demons with, you know, battle experience, so it was definitely cool, and it definitely pushed Tanjiro to the current limits of his capabilities, so I'm really curious to see how we're going to push that even further. And right now we're progressing again, as it seems like we've got what we know is one of the 5 surviving people that passed the Demon Slayer test and are officially a Demon Slayer now. Our boy that is apparently, for some reason, terrified of dying and thinks it's going to happen very, very soon. He seems very transfixated on the fact that it's going to happen soon, so I'm a little concerned of why he thinks that. Does he have a curse of his own? Not quite sure. But obviously he's now looking for a bride for some reason. Maybe he's looking to procreate before he dies, and he's after this poor girl, which sucks. And as we know from the information that the outro gives, he's going to set his sights on Nezuko. I can't lie. You know, this guy seems like a very silly head, but it is legitimately, like, all memes aside, I'm very curious how it's going to come, given that he is technically a demon slayer now, that's going to, you know, fall for a demon. Because you would think in a more serious scenario, that would be, like, a very interesting concept. But I am curious if it's going to be just played as kind of, like, comic relief, given that A, Nezuko is barely even lucid, and B, this guy seems like a big fucking potato head anyway, so I'm not quite sure. But, you know, it'd be really funny, because it does show the boar guy as well, so he's going to come up at some point. It'd be really funny if this guy, our blonde guy, simps for Nezuko for so long, we meet the boar guy, and he has, like, he has such a better, like, interesting dynamic with Nezuko. Like, Nezuko likes him more, they get along better, like, I feel like that's almost what's gonna happen, because I feel like they're just gonna make this blonde guy suffer a majority of the show, and I feel like just having this other guy who comes in later on, probably is just himself and not a simp for Nezuko, and she ends up getting along with him a lot better. I feel like that would be pretty funny. But yeah. What's it? And we also know now, apparently, the curse of Muzan, apparently. So the premise is you can't say his name. I'm going to assume that it's just you can't say anything about him. Literally, even if his name is known, which it is, you can't say it. That is very interesting. And apparently it's literally just instant death. Like, the cells get fucked, and I guess, you know, this girl's one seemed like her own blood demon art, or demon blood art, like, caved in on her. Like, it betrayed her, and it was a death related to our own art. So I guess, yeah, it manipulates the cells within you, uses your own art against you in a gruesome way to kill. Which, again, is very interesting. That's very sickening of a way to die right there, while also proving that, yes, Yamato was being serious or being truthful when she said that she removed the curse, because she was naming him the entire time. So she found some way to remove it, which also has not been explained yet, but that is very interesting going forward, knowing that that was proof. Like, not saying we can't fully trust these guys, but, you know, I'm a little tiny bit suspicious as well if there was any kind of deception in that, or any half-truths in the meeting at all, but we'll see. But now we have a little more context on that. Apparently, Muzan is so, like, you know, be silent that you literally cannot even name him. That's pretty crazy. That is actually insane. And her spell, her illusionary spell, is insane as well, because it forces you not to lie. So it's like, yeah, for most demons against each other, that's almost like a complete instant win card right there. That is actually fucking nuts. But yeah, guys, that's going to do it for this set of Demon Slayer. I had fun. Hope you guys did too. And I will see you guys next time when we do the next set. So, I'll see you then.